sing that song El Aventurero by Pedro Fernandez.
Ah, la, 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 la,
Yeah,
la.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
It-
You like games? We love
I
games.
like games.
Yes, I love
We
games.
have a game for you guys.
Sounds like I'm a good
Clap
job.
right
Oh,
now.
my-
I'm a pretty funny guy. I
yeah,
think.
he's hilarious, guys.
That's how I got this gem right here.
And you're humble as fuck.
Why not?
Yeah, it's not asqueroso, tú, coño. Welcome back, and welcome back again to another episode of the number one Latino podcast in the world. My name's Memo,
My name's Omar.
and this is the Why Podcast.
Why, bro?
Why not?
So
Before we get started, go ahead, Omar.
you guys might be like, wait, they have another special guest?
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh,
We don't have one special guest.
we don't.
We have two special guests.
Número dos.
They go by Casey and Jenny.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back. Didn't you have like a nice little intro for them?
Yeah,
you said?
I did. I have an intro for you guys. So today,
It's improvised. Don't worry about it. We're gonna knock it out. Okay?
we have a couple
Okay?
whose love story
Oh,
brews stronger than their coffee.
brew stronger.
Casey and Jen.
Dude.
The dynamic duo behind their favorite local coffee shop,
Okay.
whether they're grinding beans or grinding out solutions to run their business.
Dude, I like this, bro.
They always keep it fresh and hot.
Yes.
Welcome to Aventurero
Coffee.
Coffee.
I love it.
Dude, we're fucking legit, bro. This is something like a good job. How you guys doing? How you guys doing?
Yeah, I gotta write that one down.
Dude, see,
That was awesome.
We're gonna
Thank
keep it. We're
you.
gonna keep it in. You guys can keep me clipping all that good stuff. But yeah, welcome to the White Podcast.
Thank you for having us.
We want to thank you, first of all, for giving us your time.
And
I know
space.
your time's precious. Your space.
Beautiful space.
Beautiful space. When I came in, I was like, "Dan, this is a vibe, man.
It is a vibe. So,
I love it. I love the.
dude, it's nice. I mean, we're gonna have to do an intro. Come on.
Right.
It's nice.
But,
So,
yeah, it's really nice.
talk about this place. How did you guys come up with this concept?
Yeah. So, I guess I can start. Hey, everyone. My name is Casey. Aventurero Coffee. How did we come up with it? I think it was mostly inspired because Jenny and I have both traveled a lot
Okay.
in our lifetime. And then we got married in 2020. I was working from home, and we were kind of, we just got married, and we were looking to explore the world. So we hopped in our car and drove out to the west, and we moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Along the way,
wow.
we stopped at a lot of different coffee shops. Actually, that's mostly what we did. We would always look for a coffee shop to work there, to I don't know, just chill for a bit. And that was really the inspiration for the name Aventurero. It was also an homage to our dearly departed friend Alan.
Okay.
He would always sing that song El Aventurero by Pedro Fernandez.
Ah, la, 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 la.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was always his go-to song for karaoke.
Nice.
So it's kind of an homage to him.
Oh, okay, cool,
And
cool,
that's his face right there in the
It
silhouette.
is. You guys can see back there, up there. It's the beard, right? With the I don't know. That's nice. Okay, cool, dude. That's I didn't expect that. So that's pretty awesome that you guys travel around the world. So your, I guess, business plan or goal was always to have a coffee shop, or did you guys have any other, I guess, adventures or business plan?
I think for me, it was always a coffee shop. I had that in the back of my mind since 2017 or something.
Okay.
That's something I probably even talked about with Alan around that time. The decor in the shop is also inspired by another coffee shop
Okay.
that Alan and I used to always go to. It's called the Bourgeois Pig. A little shout out.
Nice.
So Alan and I used to drive for Uber late at night. We always liked the night shift.
Okay.
We would start at 10 p.m., go till fucking 3 or 4 in the morning,
Oh, wow.
sometimes 5 or something. And there was one coffee shop. There was only one that was open, and that was the Bourgeois Pig. That one was open till 1 a.m.
Nice.
So we would always start our shift 10 p.m. And it was out in Hollywood, which is you could imagine it's the busiest for Uber.
Yeah.
So we would drive out there and have a coffee, and then just hit the road, and that's
Nice.
Yeah, that was I guess the inspiration too.
Like that.
Yeah, we actually have a piece from Bourgeois Pig. It's
Oh,
right
really?
there. It's the cold brew tower.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, due to COVID, they had to shut down. So they were selling their pieces and their machinery, and
Wow.
he just said, "I'll grab one."
Yeah, as soon as they posted hey, we're selling this, I'm I hit them up right away. I don't know where you were, but it was so we're in Maywood, and in a weekday afternoon, and I don't know where you were, but I was like, hey, could you go pick this up? So she knew how much I wanted it because it was like traffic hours, so she had to drive all the way out there.
Nice.
But she did it. She got it, and we got it. Yeah.
All right.
That's really cool. I was not expecting that at all whatsoever. That's actually a really cool story. So I'm a big fan of coffee. I love coffee. If there's any way I can, not just coffee, just caffeine in general. So if there's any way I can get caffeine in my system, it makes me laser focused. So how long have you guys been drinking coffee? As far as like, has that always been part of your lifestyle, or maybe it was after your friend departed? Was that like maybe did that make a big impact on you guys?
Well, I'm Mexican.
Okay.
So I think I can say and speak for everyone. We drink coffee since we're like 5. At least I did in my family, especially during funerals.
Okay.
In Mexico, I lived in Mexico for some time,
Okay.
and every funeral, they do prayer all night until the sun rises,
Yeah.
sun sets. So to stay awake, they give coffee to everybody with pan dulce. So to me, I've drank coffee all my life. It doesn't really affect me anymore. I think I'm immune. So I just do it for the sweets. But I've always loved coffee, and that's why I was on board to open this shop.
Nice.
Because I just like coffee. And he was more on the business side, deciding to just, take that leap, take that chance. And I just supported him, and now we're here.
So this is
So crazy that you say that, because a lot of people out there, they have those dreams of like starting my own burger place, starting my own coffee shop. And one of the reasons, especially I want to speak for the Latino community, one of the reasons is fear. Fear is something that stops us from getting from a point A to a point B. Is there like something that you recommend people to kind of get over that fear of like, I think the typical fear would be like, well, I'm not going to be successful. It's not going to be good for us. Or it might just be a dream that we're never going to reach. Is there something you want to tell the people out there that may be like, you know what? After that podcast, I'm going to go open my own burger place or my own. Is there something you want to tell them?
Make sure you guys tag the Wi-Fi Grande and Café Aventurero.
Yeah, so let me just answer your previous question though. I actually got into coffee first. I actually wasn't into coffee until I started working in sales. I used to sell insurance, and then before starting there, I didn't drink coffee. But then I was like, in sales, you really need coffee. And there's this like famous saying. Oh, it's from this movie called Glengarry Glen Ross. The guy goes, "Coffee's for closers," and then so I got into it like then.
So you were a closer.
I mean, I tried my best.
You were solely caffeine.
Yeah. But then I, started drinking more, and then I guess in college I got into it by visiting coffee shops and then finding out the different like ways to brew coffee and started geeking out on it and stuff. But yeah, as for business, I feel like to answer your question about fear, I think especially with Latinos, it's like it comes from at least for me, there's an asterisk for everything. You can't speak for the whole
Yeah,
community.
for sure. He likes to do that a lot. Sorry about that, guys. The Latino community. Not everybody's fearful, okay? Only me and some people.
Yeah.
That's really true, though.
No, but I feel like we do have.
No, yeah,
that.
you're right. He's right, though.
Yeah, because, and I think that comes from the fact that our parents were immigrants. They come. They,
No hagas eso. Oh,
well, I think for me, speaking for me.
okay.
Maybe we should just clarify this entire time we're speaking on our experiences.
Yeah,
Right,
for
right,
sure,
of
yeah.
course,
For
of
the
course, of
community.
course.
It is what we lived, right? You lived, and everybody's experience is different, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Just clarify.
As the speaker of the Latino community.
Yeah.
No,
Why not? Go ahead.
I think having immigrant parents, you're told like, oh, go to school, get a good. You have to go to school, get a job, and that's how you are going to be successful. You're told that, and so your fear is, it grows because you're like, I don't want to stray off this line because my parents are so dependent on me for like, because they immigrated, they are expecting me to be successful in this way that they were told, that you go to America and your kids go to school and then you build the American dream.
Yeah.
So straying from that line or that path is very scary. It's not something you're told to do. But like I said, for me, I had this dream since 2016. I went to school. I got that job that my parents were telling me to get. And I was working there for like 2 years. I was making good money, but I wasn't like waking up passionate, ready to tackle the day.
Yeah.
It was a cool job. It was interesting, but yeah, just having this dream in the back of my mind, like it didn't let me. It never faded. So I was like, this is something I have to do.
So when was the time, or when was the like kind of like the point would be like, you know what, I want to do it now. Like, let's jump on this. Like, how did you come to this place? Were you looking around in specific areas as far as location where you want to open the shop? Um, w-
So even before I started looking, I took the jump. I told Jenny. I think there were maybe a few days where I was just like, damn, this is like I'm not happy doing this, like working at the
yeah.
job.
And just to cut you off real quick, you said you were getting paid well.
Yeah, yeah,
So you left that to follow your dreams.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I could have done it better, but
There's
I
no
don't think I would have done it if
Okay.
I didn't like take that jump because I could have just continued planning, continued saving up money, continued waiting for the perfect time. But I was just like, no, I just have to. I have to do it. Luckily, we did have a lot of money saved up, and I was also able to take some time off work. I told
Okay.
Jenny like I'm gonna quit my job, and then I'm gonna go out to Italy for a month, and then I was just like, just by myself out there.
Míralo, míralo. All by yourself.
Yeah, I went by myself for a
During COVID,
month.
you said?
Yeah,
During COVID?
no, it was
Oh. Oh, okay,
2022, I think. Yeah,
So you took a whole month and you went to Italy.
yeah. I was just chilling out there on an Italian beach.
Nice.
But yeah, I was like, trying to figure it out. I took a lot of time to write about my, I don't know, just journal, just some self reflection, things like that. Finally, when I came, and then over there, I did decide, like, all right, let me jump into this one way or another. And I came back. I started selling on the street. I made some cold brew using that cold brew tower,
Oh, nice.
and then, I made some café de olla and little pictures, posted up on Broadway Avenue, and then just sold for a little bit, and
Nice.
see where it went. And then, luckily, there was this coffee shop near where we lived on Broadway. It's called B24. Little shout out.
Okay.
And then we walked in, and I saw a now hiring sign. And I was like, "Oh, are you guys hiring? Like, I need a job." And I used that as my learning experience. And then I was like, "Oh, I could do this. Like, let me find out." And then that's when I started looking for a place. I told her like, "Hey, we can do this like ourselves." We had some money saved up. I did get like some lines of credit, which you can do. A little tip for anyone who wants to start.
It's a great tip.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said line of credit, which is what?
Yeah. So one thing I learned that a lot of people might think is like, oh, I need a business loan to get started.
Okay.
But a lot of banks, especially the major banks, they won't give you a loan unless you have that built-up experience. But you can open a business line of credit using your personal credit.
Okay.
So, which is basically like a credit card that's backed by your personal credit, but it's like business. So they
Okay.
give you a lot more.
Okay.
That's a lot easier to get than a loan.
Okay.
Because the loan needs like business credit.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, if you only have your personal credit, you can use that to start your business.
So now basically you will qualify for that business loan if you want to venture out and get a bigger loan to whatever you need to do, right? I'm assuming.
Exactly. Now that we have the history as business, we're more likely to get an actual loan if we needed to make another investment or something.
Cool. So how long has this shop been open?
So we opened on July 29th, 2023 was our official first day in
So it's only
business.
gonna be a year, pushing a year.
Almost going to be a year. And
Congratulations.
I'm glad you asked. We would like to invite everyone. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's welcome.
To our 1 year anniversary celebration on the 27th of July.
Which
of
what
this
day is
year.
that?
That's a Saturday.
Okay. Perfect.
We're going to have a banda. We're going to have,
Banda?
I guess
no,
it's
no.
a trio.
Okay. Trio.
What do you call it? And they play
Norteño?
norteños.
Okay. Okay. No problem. It's still live band. It's still live music.
Live music.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
What would you call it? I don't know. A grupo?
It's because
Trio,
people
grupio?
get confused. People that don't know, they're like, "Oh, we got a banda."
Okay.
You get there and it's like only two people. Like, where's the banda? Where's
Okay.
everybody else? Like,
Okay. So KC
Correct
means live music.
Live music.
Live
Yeah, that's
music.
right.
We're gonna have live music. We're gonna sell some burgers and stuff
Okay.
because you gotta fill up on something else other than
Yeah,
coffee.
for sure.
And then just some other activities, and we'll probably do a raffle. So,
All right.
but yeah, we opened on July 29th, so going on a year. A lot has changed.
Congratulations. Big
congratulations,
milestone.
guys. That's
Yeah,
huge.
Yeah, yeah. We have hopefully many more to come.
Yes.
Going back, I really want to talk about a little bit of coffee. By the way, I really want to compliment on your café de olla. Really good. If you guys do come, stop by and get a café de olla iced. Ice is the way to go. Summer's around the corner. This is the way to go.
Seriously. I think it's here already, no? It feels like it's here already.
Feels like it's
Now, I'm not educated when it comes to coffee, and I'm sure a lot of people are not educated either. But I love coffee. Like I said, I have caffeine. That's my morning thing. How do you distinguish what's good, what's bad, what brands? How do you guys make that distinct? How do you guys make decision making when it comes to coffee?
So as far as brands, I don't know too much specifically, but there is a very specific way to make the espresso, and that can make a big difference. No matter what brand you use, first it has to be ground properly. It has to be a good grind, and then the measurements are very precise. Like you have to have about 20 grams. It's specific, but
Okay, okay.
we rule of thumb, if anyone wants to know, for your espresso machine, 20 in, 30 out. Meaning you put 20 grams of coffee in there, 30 grams of brewed coffee should come out of the espresso in 30 seconds. Just, so if you go to a coffee shop and you're looking at the espresso machine and it's a little less than 30 seconds, it's probably going to be bad. Or a lot more than 30 seconds, you're going to be like,
Oh.
I don't know about that one, Chief. But
That's good.
yeah, but that's for espresso. Everything else, I think.
Is there a particular type of coffee bean? I don't know if coffee bean you guys use or.
So we use Lavazza. That's after a few trial and errors. We did have like a couple different coffees that we tried out. We got Lavazza, and then these Italian folks came in here and they're like, "Oh, this is good espresso," And so we're like, "All right, this is the one." So we've stuck with that one,
Okay, that's
and
good.
everybody has loved it. Even we don't get a lot of like coffee snobs in here, but when they do come and they say it's good, like, all right, we're on the right track.
For me, like I mentioned earlier, I like sweet drinks. So
Okay.
it's really hard to tell which one is good, but based on my experience from different coffee shops, sometimes you can taste burnt drinks,
Okay.
and that's when I know it's not good coffee.
Okay.
Because if you're tasting burnt, then most likely something went wrong in the back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Burn coffee?
Yeah, like when you take a sip, you have a hint of burnt in there. Because I always get iced
Let's try
vanilla
like that.
latte, and I know how it should taste because I never veer off that. So when I go to a new place and I feel like there's a hint of burnt, then I'm like, okay, maybe
Is it
this
because
not
they
good.
overcook the beans, or
I don't
it's just
know.
old? Is
I'm not sure how that one is, but that's how I know. But
Oh.
also, based on our experience here, when we do iced Americanos or just black coffee, that's when you know because people compliment it. And that's when you know it's good because you're not
Okay.
adding syrups or milks to dilute the flavor. So cold brew, which is the tower that we have, people compliment that one a lot. So now we know we're going to stick to that bean and we're going to do the same method every time so that they know this is the place to come for cold brew because a lot of people like our cold brew and it's just black coffee.
So is that the most thing that sells right now? Or what's like your go-to? Like everybody just goes to like this is the go-to thing.
Our cookie butter latte.
Cookie butter?
Yeah, it's very creamy and it's just really good.
Is that something you guys created in house?
No, it was
Like an idea
actually
you guys got or something like that?
it was actually a customer recommendation.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, she came in. It was actually for our winter menu. Yeah, she came in. She brought us a jar. She's like, "Hey, you guys should try this, or like, could you make me one? And then like maybe you could keep it on your menu." And sure enough, we kept it, and it's been super popular. Yeah,
That's awesome.
for our winter menu, and it like sells out sometimes, like because we get it from Trader Joe's. And then they'll be out of stock, so I have to tell them like, all right, when are you gonna have this back in stock? I'll fucking be here at 4 a.m. if I
Yeah,
have to.
yeah. So
Something
talking
that we
about inventory things and how do you guys keep inventory tabs as far as, oh my god, this one sells out more than this thing, or how do you guys keep track of that? Do you guys have like a little sheet you guys keep track of, or
Yeah, we're barely kind of pinning it down.
Okay.
But it's kind of hard these days because we have been growing so much. Like,
Okay.
whereas I used to be like, oh, we'll have 5 cookie butter jars, for example. That should hold us down for 2 weeks. Now it's like, oh shit, now we have to get 10. That's why it's like things are selling out. But as we're a new business, we can't stock up too much because we need that cash.
Yeah,
to,
of course.
manage, operate. So yeah, it's just kind of figuring it out right now. You get to a point where it's like it makes sense to buy more, and it's just like trying to manage it. Like even with milks, for example, I'm whereas before I used to go every day to Smart and Final to like buy milk. Now I'm like, all right, let me buy a little more. Let me go to take less trips. Now I'm taking into account the time I'm wasting going to the store.
Going back to the coffee. Because again, I love coffee.
Yeah.
Hey, he's
How many times have I said I love
Hey, do you like coffee?
Yeah.
I really love coffee,
I
man.
get a sense you like coffee. Since,
yeah. I
really
for how
love
long have you
coffee.
liked coffee?
I just started about
Not so long ago. Last
Not
year.
so
Yeah.
long
Oh,
ago. Yesterday.
hey,
No,
real
just kidding. No, I do like coffee. It's very interesting the way you guys described, the difference between good coffee and bad coffee as far as like, tasting burnt. Now, my question, and this is for my personal use. How can I get good coffee that will make you active, focus. Because there's been times where I drink coffee and it's kind of like, I'm not feeling it. Now, I actually went through your Instagram. You guys went to Colombia? Okay, so
Yeah,
you
I
went to
did.
try the coffee over there,
I
or
did. Yeah, I
so
tried the
I
pinto.
was like, maybe they know, like, maybe how to, which coffee is good. Cause I get the Kirkland, the Colombian Kirkland,
Oh, okay.
and it's good, but there's times where I don't feel it, and there's times where I'll just drink a Celsius because it has caffeine, and I feel it. So it's kind of like a hit and miss. How would you like suggest me looking for a particular coffee that will,
Well, do you always do it the same way every time?
yeah,
Oh, and
cold?
cold. So you're doing like cold brews every night with Kirk?
No, it's just like
or-
so they sell them in a bottle.
Oh, I
They
see.
sell them in a bottle, and I
Like
just
pre-made.
yeah, but it's just nothing but black coffee.
Okay.
Okay.
It's nothing with like black, no sugar, nothing. It's just black coffee, Colombian.
Yeah, he's a coffee guy.
Sorry,
He's not
guys.
Christian.
Sorry. I didn't want to put you guys in a tough situation.
Yeah, I think you did already. That's kind of rude,
That's
bro.
rude, huh?
That's
We'll cut
rude,
that
bro. Yeah, we gotta cut that out, bro. No, I'll just play with you. But do you have the answer to that?
Well, I'm curious about what kind of coffee you're drinking. Is it
Obviously, it's Kirkland, so it's off brand,
It's
bro.
Kirkland. It's Kirkland Colombian, and it has a tiger that goes like this.
Rare.
I'm
It's
serious.
yellow.
And it's
I'm serious.
bottled already?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
can
okay.
bottle. Yeah.
So I think the first step would be to buy some beans and make your own coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be a huge step because I don't know. I don't know what you're drinking.
Yeah, I don't know what you're drinking, bro.
I'd be
You've been drinking some,
fake
yeah, some probably some
coffee,
fake, yeah,
Yeah.
some fake
probably
coffee,
some
dude.
drugs in there or something.
I think it starts with you just getting something already made.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty. It could be diluted. It could be older because they are in on the shelf for a while.
Yeah.
And if it's refrigerated, the coldness can add to it too. So ideally, you want something fresh. Maybe get a grinder and get the Colombian bean, and you're gonna be wired every day
Nice.
if you want to do that.
I mean, it is Colombia,
do that.
dude. So, you know.
How was your
it's fine.
Colombian experience?
Yeah,
over
say
there?
how was that?
Yeah, it was great. I really liked it. I went to a coffee farm.
Okay.
So I learned the process from when you plant the seed, grow the beans, and then process it. I did
Nice.
the whole thing. I'm not sure if you saw the whole video, but I recorded every step.
I saw you on a horse.
Yeah, that's how
A
we
bunch
got
of
there.
people in the
Oh,
front.
really?
Yeah, so it was
In La
like
Sierra?
in La Sierra,
Wow,
yeah.
okay,
It was
okay.
beautiful.
Was this like a tour you had bought before? Or like, how did you
No, I actually reached out to them through WhatsApp the day
that's
before.
awesome.
Yeah, because it was my mother's birthday and she wanted to go to Colombia. So we took her.
Okay.
But we kind of went like within weeks of 2 weeks of planning it. So we didn't book anything besides the Airbnb. And then I was going to Colombia, so I was like, oh, I need to get some coffee.
Yeah, that's good.
So thankfully there was a day where we didn't have anything planned. So I went online. I'm cold. It was a TripAdvisor, I think, or one of those websites that you
Yeah,
can find
yeah.
tours. And I just looked up coffee tour, and it had horse riding.
Ooh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, we took the horses all the way to the top, and then we started the tour. And then we finished it by making our own coffee, which is tinto in Colombia. It's just black
Okay,
coffee called tinto. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't like black coffee. I just stick to sweets. But that coffee was really good. It was
Really?
actually sweet naturally,
Wow.
and it tasted really nice. So that's how I started feeling like, okay, I know how I can distinguish now the good
Oh,
coffee
that's
because
good,
it
that's
just
good.
tastes fresh and just strong, and it was really good. So overall, 10 out of 10 that experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Do you guys know where coffee originates from?
Ethiopia?
Yeah, that's actually right. Correct. Yeah, Ethiopia. Do you know the story behind that? Do you know the story behind that?
I don't know the whole story now.
I'm gonna kill this story, bro. But I think
Fact check us.
for real.
Fact
So
check us.
apparently, this guy from Ethiopia that I used to work with told me that how they found coffee is I guess they had a bunch of goats that would he had like just farmer goats, and he'll let them go ahead and just be in the wild, I guess in the hill Sierra, and then they'll come back wired. Like what? Yeah, they'll just be wired. Yeah, they'll just be up and down, running up and down. And he's like, what is this guy like? Every time I send them over there, like they're good, and they come back and they're wired as hell. So I guess one day he just follows them, and they stumble upon I guess like a batch of coffee, like natural coffee, and then they were eating that, so they were just getting wired up. So that's like they bought the bean, and they started brewing it, and they started drinking it. So that's I guess how it came
Oh,
about.
damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, fact check. I'm not sure if this.
Fact check
Maybe he
him.
lied to me,
Fact
but that's the
check
story
him.
he told me. But it makes sense, right? If the goats are going crazy, maybe
Yeah, learn from the goats.
for sure.
That's really cool. I think I have a very complicated question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you guys work and able to function with your marriage? Because you guys are married, right? How do you guys how are you guys able to distinguish married, coworkers, married?
Oh, that's
Do you guys,
that is
do you guys
true.
say, hey, you didn't clean this, I'm gonna take it home, and hey, remember you didn't clean section 8? You know what I mean? Like I don't. Can you guys distinguish that or?
Yeah. So first of all, something we have been doing for the past like 2 months, I would say maybe a month and a half or so. We decided to just have Wednesdays for ourselves. That because running the business, it is like there's always something to do. There's
Yeah.
always going to be like a new project in mind or something else, to add. So yeah, we decided like yeah, we'll just have Wednesdays with no work. Like, well, obviously there is work, um, meaning no work after 7 p.m.
Okay, okay.
So we're working even on our day off on Wednesday. We're still here at the shop. We still clean up and everything. But after work, we're like, all right, let's we'll just close up and then just spend time with ourselves. That's one thing that has helped. Um, and then as far as like when we're actually here, I think we had this conversation where I tell her like it's not like if I tell her to do something or if I say criticize something she did, for example, or critique, I tell her like it's not me saying it. It's like it's the business saying it. It's the rules that we
Yeah,
established.
that's how you kind of say it. So you
That's
could
how
be,
you-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, it's not me.
I do that to my wife all the time. It doesn't work, babe. It's just people say it's better like this.
Like baby, your hair. No, I'm just kidding. No, so I say like it's the rules that we established from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
beginning. Like we established them together, so we have to follow them. Like putting the cups a certain way or wiping things a certain way. or
Okay, okay,
whatever.
okay.
That's my take. Like
But
I always refer back to it's not personal. It's the business.
well, maybe don't sorry, no, not trying to, but I think sometimes it builds a little bit of character, right? Not so perfect, something nice, you know. Well, how do you feel about that? Do
Yeah,
you
I was
feel?
gonna ask you, how do you feel, Jen?
Yeah, let Jen.
Speak
I
your
want
mind.
to Jen to speak. Yeah, Jen, bro.
Saca todo el veneno.
Well.
Saca todo el veneno ahorita.
This is my time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I have a whole different experience than him, I guess.
Okay, yeah, because he was,
So
he's
I
a
guess
businessman,
opposites
yeah.
attract, you see.
Even had
because-
to grab like this, like make sure it doesn't go that way.
Let me get this whole thing over here. Well, okay. So for me, it was hard to take constructive criticism at the beginning. There was a lot of times where I was just like,
Yeah.
because I work a certain way.
Yeah.
He works a certain way. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it was harder for me to adapt in the sense of not, or I guess being okay with it not being okay.
Yeah.
Whatever the system was or whatever we were doing. So it took a lot of conversations, a lot of me not taking it home because I couldn't separate it.
Yeah, of course.
Because, like you mentioned, we still have work even though we closed the shop. So going back to that one question you asked for anyone trying to take a chance, just know that work never leaves. Work is always going to be constant because you're not clocking in and clocking out.
It's
This
always-
is your business. You're growing it and you get what you put the work for.
Yeah.
So he's constantly working even after closing. So it was hard for me to separate that because he wasn't separating it until I had the conversation with him that we need to separate marriage and business partners. So now we started taking Wednesdays off. But at the beginning, I was just kind of keep staying quiet, being supportive, just like, okay, he's working towards this. But then it got to the point where I was like, all right, well, I never see you. Like,
Yeah,
we're married. We
yeah.
have to do stuff. So now we just hang out and it's nice.
That's
It's a lot
good.
better. So it's just communication, really.
The key,
We're better.
the key to success is communication as well.
I
yeah.
tell members all the time. It's very easy for people to say, "Oh, it's all about communication," but I think that's one of the hardest things to do: communicate.
Yeah, definitely.
Because your way of communication might be different than my way of communication. You know what I mean? Especially those people that like they think you're a mind reader. So like
Yeah.
it's one of those things. It's like, dude, you need to learn how to communicate. It's really hard.
What do you mean, those people that think, man, what are you trying to do? What do you mean by people that think?
Like we don't want to. I don't want to bring our business in here.
Yeah,
I
but
think he's
mean,
talking
it's
about
that sounds kind
y'all's
of personal,
partners.
bro.
No, but there
That's
is
actually a good
times
question, though.
where even I be something like that. Like sometimes with him, like he'll get me like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Oh, I just thought you knew, bro. My bad. I'm sorry." Something about the podcast or whatever, right? But I think that's one of the hardest things to do, either in a partnership or marriage or whatever. Communicating is one of the hardest things to do.
Going back to that business partner thing, what do you? What's your, I guess, 5-year goal plan? What's your next goal as far
Well-
as this goes? I mean, you're just hitting the 1-year mark, right? And they say a successful business is passing the 5-year threshold. Is that?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that what
I
it
think
is?
I
Okay.
heard, yeah. 5
So
years.
the evolution from the first day you started the cafe. What's your next goal? What's your next I guess meta? Your next goal to hit?
The only thing I've had in mind really, other than my goals that I talk about, like Aventurero Coffee making millions of dollars,
Okay.
or things like that. The next clear specific goal that I have is like, come 2025, we could take Sundays off. Like,
Okay, that's
we
good.
could comfortably take, like Jenny and I could comfortably take Sunday off, and then our employees will be able to like kind of manage
That's
it.
awesome.
Because right now I feel like we have to be on point 24/7 or at least 7.
Yeah.
And that's one goal. That's to answer your question. That's the next goal I have in mind. What about you, Jen?
No, I would say that. I guess I was thinking more when you asked that question. I was thinking more of the shop. We
Okay.
eventually want to roast our own coffee.
Oh, nice.
So it would be getting a roasting machine and learning how to do that because
Roast.
people have started asking if we sell our own coffee.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that is a goal of ours. That
Do you guys? Sorry, Craig. Do you guys have an idea, like as far as because you obviously have to like a farmer and do all that stuff? Do you have a specific bean you guys would want to kind of focus with as far as roasting?
So, because of our theme of Aventurero, eventually we want to incorporate traveling back into our lives
Okay.
and going to different farms like Colombia or Guatemala or other places, Costa Rica, whichever, and making a journey of it and bringing beans from there as well.
awesome.
And then we just roast them ourselves.
That's
really
a great
cool.
goal. I like that goal.
Yeah, that's a good. That's exactly what. I would,
Yeah.
that's a
You guys
good
compliment
answer.
each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. She picks up things that I forget. I pick up things she forgets.
That's awesome.
But yeah. Ultimately, we would want to do that. Have regular trips to the coffee farms, learn more about how they roast it, so we could kind of educate our customers on that too,
For
like
sure.
how the beans are grown and stuff.
So as far as the business, I don't know if it's too personal or not, but I want to ask: are you guys positive, negative? Are you guys killing even?
We're killing even.
Okay, well that's actually that's a good start, right? I mean, it's for the business. Some people start off negative. You know what I mean?
I feel like unless you're coming in with a heavy amount of cash, everyone's gonna start off negative.
For sure.
Yeah.
The tricky thing is, like, for me, I never see it as positive, because any positive, we're just investing it right back
Okay.
in.
Okay.
Like every positive thing, every positive day or whatever,
Yeah.
we're putting it right back into another project that we have coming
Okay.
up. Or we're putting it into buying more inventory or something
For
else.
sure.
So it's hard to say right now.
And I know we talked about this early off the podcast. And I've seen you guys post stuff. You guys have live bands that come here sometimes. Have you guys?
really?
Yeah. So I don't know if you did some research on your guests, but you have.
I
I
see
d-
you didn't look
actually
at
no,
all the
no.
videos.
No, okay. Sorry about that.
Just let
I
you, bro.
wanted to defend myself.
No,
I
no,
just
no,
didn't
but,
know how anymore.
Yeah, so one of the videos, I don't know if it was a
Pick that out.
story, I don't know what it was, but I did see you guys had like, maybe I don't know if it was jazz, if that's what it was. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I asked them, and they weren't able to clearly tell me what it was either. But I would just
It was
say
just people.
Or just say live music.
live music. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So now, in that topic, have you guys considered having live events in this nice area? Because obviously, not only you trying to bring customers in, and sometimes it's not always people coming in all the time, right? There's different, I guess, seasons for that.
Right.
It could be if everybody loves coffee, it could be an everyday thing. But if it's not like if it's summer, they go to raspados, whatever it is. Have you guys thought of a different avenue to bring income in this?
Yeah. After that event, that was our first event that we had a band do the full event, because we have had regular open mic nights.
Okay.
And we've had musicians come in, we've had poets, but that was the first night that we had the band stay the full night.
Okay.
Full house, so it was a lot of fun. But then we did start thinking, like, oh, we could actually do this, because we were a little unsure, like, can we fit in people? Can the band, like, would it look nice? But yeah.
I mean, as far as that goes, so obviously there's a limit. And is there a limit to close it? Think we could open it whenever you guys want, or how does this work? As far because I know it's like a shopping center, right?
Yeah.
Is there like rules you have to be abide by?
I think so.
Well, there's a gym here. It's open 24/7.
That
So
Oh, really?
we
It's
could be open
24/7?
24/7 if we
Okay,
wanted
okay,
to. Yeah.
okay,
So in
that's
terms
fine.
of hours, we set our own hours. The only rules is just don't destroy the place.
Of course,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
about it. But they're pretty flexible in terms of because they never closes.
Okay.
The gym is open, so that's why I'm assuming we could
Oh,
open.
that's awesome.
It's just us. We just need to rest.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I mean, because you guys do open 7 days, right? I noticed that on, I think, what is it, Saturdays, Sundays, you guys close it up earlier.
Yeah.
And I think that, I mean, that's good because you have to be work-life balance, right? Because, I mean, working every day and trying to run a business, it could get tiring and
Yeah.
stressful and a lot of things, right? And especially if you guys are trying to, obviously, have a healthy relationship in marriage as well. You guys have to take care of yourselves and everything, right? So, yeah, I did look at that as far as the schedule you guys have, which is like, I like this. This is a kind of work-life balance, which works for you guys, and that's awesome,
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that? Do you guys planning to change the hours, or you guys? I mean, eventually, when you guys have more customers, I mean, and more what do you call it, more employees?
Yeah. I think for the most part it'll stay the same. If anything, we'll extend it to 10 p.m. like daily, because
Okay.
we're open till 10 p.m. on Mondays.
Okay.
And we have a lot of students come by. We do have some late night coffee drinkers come by, but that's just like the one day we're open. If it does get busy, then yeah, we would stay open
Or
till 10.
when it gets busy,
When, yeah,
it's
yeah.
changing almost.
But Saturday and Sundays have we used to open till 4 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, but it was always kind of slow, you
Okay.
know. So we're like, oh, we could close up at 2.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. If and when it does get busy, shit, we could open 24 hours.
Yeah.
We have actually a few questions. How are we on time?
I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. What questions do you have?
So we have a game.
You like games? We love games.
I like games.
Yes, I love
We
games.
have a game for you guys just to kind of, throw you off a little bit. Not just coffee, coffee, coffee. Just throw you off. So we're going to go ahead and say, we're going to ask you questions. We're going to give you options for those questions. And we would like for you guys to answer them at the same time to make sure you guys are on the same page. We're going to go ahead and test you
man.
guys.
Okay. Can you hear us
This
both?
game's
You
called,
guys are gonna be.
Are You on the Same Page?
Are you on the same page?
So it's just 3 questions. I think it'll be kind of fun. So you wake up one morning. You guys have 10 coffee shops already. They're running themselves. And you guys tell each other, let's go get breakfast. Where will you guys go? Denny's or IHOP? 1, 2, 3.
Denny's.
I don't think she's going to go with you.
Yeah. She's like, we're doing that.
No, I had to get close to it.
Okay,
That's
okay,
why.
Okay.
Do you guys have a specific place actually? Do you guys go to? You guys love,
But
no?
I'm not a breakfast person, so
Okay.
I was already thinking
Coffee.
a different coffee shop.
Oh,
Maybe
okay,
not one of
okay.
ours. Just try something new because
Okay.
I like pastries. But I would just join him on that one. 'cause
Okay.
Nice,
Denny's
nice.
coffee is good, you know? It's all right.
Dude, yeah. When I was an Uber driver, before I found out about Bourgeois Pig, I would go to Denny's and fuck up like four cups of coffee.
Really?
To start my Uber shift.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, you guys go. It's Wednesday night. You guys have the night off, but you guys don't want to cook. So you guys are going to go ahead and get takeout. Pizza or tacos? 1, 2, 3.
tacos. You were
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
guess
pizza.
You gonna say pizza?
No, it's okay. You just say it.
Oh,
That's
no,
it. This marriage is done, right? That's what your game is for.
No, but I think you were gonna say pizza, right?
I was in between because we do both. Like it's an even.
We had
But it's a
burgers
go-to
for
night.
4 days straight.
Really?
So it alternates.
Yeah, and we haven't found a solid taco spot around here.
Okay.
You know, because we're from East LA, the taco capital of the world.
Okay, cool.
I see. Okay. So, again, you guys have 10 coffee shops running themselves. You guys are planning your first vacation. You guys narrowed the vacations to 2 options. Greece or Boa Boa? 1, 2, 3.
Greece.
Okay.
Okay.
Save the marriage. Save the marriage.
America
Yeah.
save.
Okay, that's awesome.
So before we're coming in, that was
Was
like
that a
a
three?
good name, kind of threw you off. So before we came in, you guys were telling us about a podcast that you guys have, right? You guys want to tell us a little bit about the podcast that you guys have going on?
Yeah. So,
By the way, what's the name of the podcast so they can?
you can just find us at Aventurero Coffee. That's it on,
Okay. Was that
on
it?
Spotify or iTunes.
We'll plug it in there.
Aventurero
I feel like
Coffee
that was a
podcast.
rhetorical- No, but
No,
can you
we
guys
would've
tell us
said it
a
either way,
Can you guys
yeah.
tell us a little bit more about the podcast? What do you guys talk about? What do you guys?
So our intro is it's a podcast about coffee, adventure, and everything in between.
Okay.
We've talked about our favorite coffee shops, our favorite coffee drinks, and then some of the travels we've done, like some of our travel experiences. And we've had some guests there too, kind of talk about whatever,
Yeah.
really, like kind of like just anything, really.
Live.
Yeah, and we also talk about adventure where we've been because we like camping, or we used to
Okay.
do it a lot before we had the business. So we just share tips and tricks of what works for us, what doesn't, and for anyone that's just trying to start up, because we were relatively new. We started camping during COVID because
Okay.
it was the safest thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Just isolated in nature, and everything in between is just our ideas, just random things. We're just like word vomit into the
Okay.
podcast and just share things.
Like that.
Yeah.
Recently, we have gotten into talking more business, right? Like,
good.
Yeah,
That's
like
good. Yeah.
because I feel like when we talk about our life is business. Then it kind of
It just correlates in there.
naturally,
For sure,
yeah.
Going back, I know you want to talk about the podcast, but I know you mentioned you guys used to do a lot of traveling and a lot of nature camping stuff. What is one of the things you miss the most from doing that? I mean, after running the business, right? Because I mean, it's a lot of time consuming. So, what's one thing you miss of doing that? I guess, or traveling? Do you was there a specific place you guys miss doing, or?
I think for me, it's those mornings, just waking up, nothing to do, just explore,
Okay.
just open your eyes, and that's all you have to do that whole morning. It's super nice, especially the places we've been to. We like to go to like foresty places where it's like quiet and just nice and peaceful. That's for me.
So where have you guys traveled? I mean, I know you say you've been in Italy for a month.
Yeah.
You went to
So
Colombia?
together we went to France. When was it? 2021. We went to Bordeaux, which is like in like the southwest of France, and that was a super cool time, I think, because we got to like ride our bikes around the what is it, the coast,
Okay.
and then we went to get some oysters along the coast, and it was super nice.
That's
And
awesome.
then, yeah, we went to Chicago. We went to all a lot of the Midwest, Arkansas, and everywhere in between. Colorado.
So just think Highway 66, any town that is covered by that, because that's the road trip we took. We took our
Oh,
car,
that's awesome.
California to Oklahoma, and just stopped in every town, stopped in every coffee shop we could find. And yeah, just traveled here and there.
Sheesh. I mean, anything else you want to add?
Do you guys, and this is a really dumb question. I'm sorry.
There's
no
no
dumb
done
questions.
questions.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Yomi Soda.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys go to any other coffee shops now that you guys have a coffee shop?
We do. Yeah.
Let's not plug them in, bro.
That question is followed with another additional.
Oh yeah,
okay.
but it's a
okay,
valid
okay.
question because, like I mentioned, we love coffee, so we love our coffee, we love our product, but sometimes a change of scenery is nice
For
to
sure.
to remind ourselves why we're doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
At
kinda
least that's
cool.
for me.
Change of scenery and a little competitive intel. Like,
like that.
sometimes I like to find out what other people are doing.
That's
like
good.
Okay.
how are they doing it? Just to learn from them too. Like, I'm not in there like sneaking trying to get their recipes, but just to see what they're providing. And if our service is up to par, or if we need to improve anything or things like that. But it's also enjoyable too to like go somewhere and not, because if I come here, I'm always thinking, okay, I need to improve this, I need to change
Yeah,
that,
for
I need
sure.
to do, can never like really relax. But when we've gone to other coffee shops, I do get a chance to like breathe, enjoy the coffee, chill for a bit.
Critique it. It's trash.
So that was my next question. Now you guys confirmed that you guys go to the coffee shops. Are you guys like kind of looking over the counter like, what are they doing in my coffee? Nah.
I try not to, because for everyone listening, you shouldn't stare at a barista like working. It makes us really nervous.
Yeah, okay.
And sometimes people do it innocently, like they're just standing waiting. But while we're working, it's like,
Imagine you're if somebody like just staring at you work like what are you doing out there?
Well,
bro?
actually, like because I go to Starbucks a lot,
Mhm.
so every time I do my drink, I'm like, damn, they're fast. Like, because they're moving so much and they have a drink here, drink here. I'm just like, damn, they're fast.
Yeah.
I'm not critiquing, but I'm just like,
Okay. I mean, I try to like maybe just see what machine they have, and then I try to listen for like how fast the espresso's coming out.
Okay, okay.
things like that.
cool.
I don't look.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're like, let me just give him a
I'm
coffee.
just
and
gonna
that's
go
it.
chill till I hear my name, then go.
Yeah,
ahead.
that's
I'm
good.
enjoying how it looks. I trust that they're gonna make the
For
drink,
sure.
but because of I worked here now as a barista, I don't look. I don't think I've ever looked. Regardless, I never cared much about it
Yeah.
until now. But when people stare at me, I feel like they're waiting for me to like I don't know breathe into their drink or something. So every time
Okay.
I make it, I'm making it from far away. Like, I just
Okay.
exaggerate my movements.
Okay.
Like when you're taking that driving test in the DMV, you have to exaggerate
Yeah,
every
everything,
move.
yeah.
That's what I do when someone's watching me. I'm just
Okay,
like, okay,
okay.
look, it's safe, it's sanitary.
Awesome.
But when I go somewhere, I don't look. I just enjoy the space.
For sure, for sure.
Aside from the podcast that you guys have, I've also like the research that I did.
Oh, okay. Sorry about
I
that.
also saw that you guys do skits.
Yeah. We try to keep it light.
I've enjoyed some of the skits that you guys watch.
Yeah,
That
okay.
I've seen from your Instagram. Do you guys plan on continuing doing skits?
Yeah, for sure. So I think we used to do a lot more because we weren't as busy at the
Okay.
shop.
Right.
But now that it's gotten busier, we haven't had like time to do more skits. A lot of times I just kind of like think of something, and then we'll try to do it as fast as possible. But ultimately, I would like to have like some time to really write down a full scripted skit, because I'm a pretty funny guy. I
Yeah,
think.
he's hilarious, guys.
That's how I got this gem right here. So yeah, I do have some like planned, but when we have time.
Well, most of them I would say they just kind of spur of the moment a lot.
Okay.
Like the latest one we had was giving you a taste of Mexico or something. We were just
Okay.
sitting down underneath the logo, taking a rest because it was a busy day, and we were just sitting there, and I was just remembering. I saw the door of the restroom, and I just took me back to Mexico, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be funny. Like if we just pretend you're gonna charge me to get toilet paper and go to the restroom." So I was just like, "Let's make a video," and then we just did it in the moment.
That was hilarious.
And then he posted it on TikTok, and someone came and they were like, "Oh yeah, we saw your video on TikTok, and we wanted to try it out." And they were like, "You're not gonna charge me for the restroom?" And so it helps sometimes
That's
to just
awesome.
share
That's good.
that
That's
because
actually
people
dope,
see
yeah.
it. Yeah.
That's a lot of people like us, right? When the shorts we post, and then like the people are like, oh yeah, I saw your shorts, so that's what we
Oh,
follow,
okay.
whatever it is. So I think the shorts are like the banger
It
things,
brings
yeah, for
people
sure.
nowadays is social media how you attract people because it's a good way to interact with people.
Yeah.
To get to know us too. So it's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah. Oh no, I was just
Really?
no, I was gonna say no,
No.
I was gonna say like sometimes customers you could cut this part out, but like customers will come in expecting that character, right?
Oh,
That,
right,
that I have
right.
that I'm on the in the videos, but then I'm just like super serious, like hey, or not serious, but like kind of normal, I guess,
yeah.
versus
I
my
get
my skits that are like all out
Yeah,
there or
for sure,
whatever.
for sure.
So yeah, that's all.
Cool,
Like, yeah,
man.
it's fun.
I think
That's really cool.
we should wrap this up already.
Yes.
I want to thank you guys again for giving us the space and the time.
I wanna. Do you guys want to share like your social medias, TikTok,
Yeah.
Instagram?
Oh, yeah.
Make sure they
on-
go ahead and follow you.
On Instagram and TikTok, we're just Aventurero Coffee, Aventurero Coffee in English.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're on Facebook, but we don't really post there.
Okay.
We want to, but yeah, Instagram or TikTok.
And the podcast.
And the podcast you can find us on Spotify and iTunes by searching Aventurero Coffee.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So thank you again for liking, watching, subscribing. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.